The thoughts are the problem, but the thoughts were given birth to. That's what the mind says. The thinker gave birth to the thoughts. Therefore, to remove the thoughts, one must remove the thinker. Or to remove the thinker, one must remove the thoughts. What is this practice? What is this process? Human beings existed as whatever we are, as forms, as flesh, as blood, as bones, whatever the thinker says we are. But the thinker was not born. The thoughts were born first. The thought, God's thought, consciousness thought. I want to be alive. I want to exist as something. That's a thought. It's not a question, it's a want. I want to be alive. I wonder what it's like to be alive. Question. Okay. Action. I'm alive. And that's all there is. And that's all there ever was. One thought. One thought. And then this thought, it got bored. I'm not happy just being alive. I want more. So I want to create this thought of being alive into billions of thoughts of how I can be alive. Different ways of how I can be alive. How I can experience being alive. How I can taste being alive. I want to create so many things that describes this one thought, this beautiful place that I appear to be here in. Being alive. That's the only thought. I want to be here. I want to experience. I want to be alive. I want to come from this nothing state into this something state of life. And that took shape with a mind that says, okay, let's educate this mind that I am. I have this ability, this sensory, emotional system that can make sense out of sounds, out of images. I can give them names, I can give them identities, I can give them harmonies, I can give them tunes, I can give them descriptions, I can give them meaning, I can give them opposing values. I can make some good, I can make some bad. I can make something out of this world. And this mind, this thought that it makes something out of this world, is engrossed with this world and becomes this world. I'm a person in this world. I'm not a thought anymore. I am the thinker of thoughts. I created the thoughts. Who is I that creates the thoughts? Before the thinker, not before we were born, we were here as a vessel with no thoughts. I'm so happy to be alive. I'm alive. It's great to be alive. I wondered what it would like to be alive, and now I'm experiencing life, being alive. The thought was, I want to be alive. I want to exist. I want to exist. This I is a tower of information, a tower of incredible, infinite possibilities of what we as human beings, as thinkers, has made out of one thought. We have one cake. That's all there is. There's only one cake here. There's only one. Whatever we are, we're part of this one, as an ingredient of this one. But we are originally and still here as this one cake. And we can slice it up, and we can break it up into crumbs, and we can share this cake and create billions of little cakes, tiny little fragments of the cake. But it's still the same cake. That's the only thought. That's the only thought that exists. The rest are little understandings, little associations with this thought. I want to be alive. I am alive now. I want to break this life up into little components and see and taste little things and give it names and give it identities. So the whole thing that was only one name, life, is broken up into clouds, trees, beds, sleeping, walking, dreaming, painting. Now is broken up into words like isms, sexism, communism, racism, sectarianism. What are these words? What are these broken elements? When are they going to come back into this cake? But that they've never left. You just forgot you're out of the cake. You think you're a crumb. You think you're a grain of sand. And you rely on creating more words, more identities, more information, more educational glory. And you get further out of the cake. But you're dreaming you're out of the cake. You're out of cake. You've heard the expression, you want your cake and eat it? Eating is a secondary thought. Here is the cake. I want my cake. Here is the cake. Now eat it. Secondary. Oh. Never assumed this one would happen, but yeah. Lovely cake. I want to make my own cake now. I'm going over to make my own cake. We're all making little cultural cakes. Little separate cakes. And this is the puzzle. This is the puzzle. Once you realize that you are out of this cake, but you're not out of this cake, and there's a little cake that you've decided to make for yourself, your body, your life, your world, is a piece of the cake. It's like the jigsaw puzzle. The cake is the jigsaw puzzle. God made this jigsaw puzzle. Our consciousness, or you, matters not, self, whatever you want to call yourself, absolute, whatever you want to call it, made this puzzle complete, beautiful, unbelievable, unbroken. But it was given a choice. You can break out of this cake, this puzzle. You can become a piece of this puzzle. But at some point you're going to have to take your piece back and put it back in the puzzle. This is enlightenment. This is non-duality. This is the end of samsara. This is nirvana. To see that the puzzle was never broken. We're just dreaming that we're out of this puzzle. You think God would make an incredible, this God that is untarnishable, untouchable, unknowable, so that it can create so much intelligence and wisdom and beauty, and it can keep life going on and on and on. You think if he makes a puzzle, it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be complete, it's not going to be holy, it's not going to be whole? But God's not a sadist. I want you to experience the life. You asked for the life. The thought was, I want to experience life, right? So God takes that machine and puts it right down the puzzle, and each piece can be, okay, I'm going now. Okay, you'll be back. The cake, the puzzle, same thing. We're part of the puzzle. We're part of the cake. Enlightenment means you know your puzzle. You know your piece. You don't know what it is about, the puzzle, because you cannot see it until everyone is returned with a piece. Piece. A piece of the cake. A piece of the puzzle. Aren't we all searching for peace? Peace is when the cake is no more broken up. One piece. One whole piece. Not one whole piece for 200 years, and then war, and then peace again for 20 years, then war. One whole piece. These incredible sages in the past invented words, and we misinterpret them intentionally, unintentionally, mistakenly, and make them up into other words that associate with other things. You are a piece of the puzzle. You are the piece. You are that gentle, flowing peace. But when your mind says no, And I want peace right now. I want life to be a puzzle. I want to educate my cake. I want to put more flavours into my cake. I want to paint some little things on my puzzle. I want to go back with a better peace than what I was. If you go back with a better peace than what you were, you're not going to fit into the puzzle. It's going to make the puzzle look stupid. It's going to make God look stupid. That's why you have to lose this little cake. Not the body. The body will take you. The body is the last piece before you just submerge into that puzzle that you were. Once you have overcome this mind, once you have overcome this samsara, this returning as another piece, I want to be the same piece the next time round. And God says, well, you made a mess of that piece, so I'm going to put you in this country at that piece. I didn't like your flavours in that cake. Neither did you, actually. So I'm going to put you in another universe with that cake. You want to be a component, you can be a component, but God will take away all that ingredients when you die, when your body dies. Or, before your body dies, you can return to the peace. The peace. That cross. Before suffering commenced. Your suffering as an individual, singular component. Consciousness is at peace. It's never at war. You're never at war. Your mind is always at war. When it wants more than just being here. It wants little added on ingredients, little added on apps, little added on methods and practices and ways that keep you separate from your original puzzle, your original cake that you are. You are whole. You're always holy. You're just dreaming. So there's no problem. So ignore these words. Carry on being your component. Carry on looking to be something other, something special in this life. Carry on looking for that big tombstone. Carry on forgetting your name in Wikipedia. Or for some, you know. You're just grateful to be alive. You're just grateful for your breath. You know the peace that you are. It's not out there. It's everywhere and nowhere, like space. I am nectarian knowledge. I am everywhere, like space.